short break, and we're jumping right back into things. And Dust, contrary to popular belief, we've got ourselves a series on our hands. Bind, it got a little kooky, but here we go. Map number 3 on the horizon.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little lost in the sauce on Bind.
Yeah,
I felt like it was going one way, and then it went another way, and then it turned back around again. We did another little U-turn, and now we have a third map.
And I think one of I think this series alone, it just goes to show that you can never count anybody out, right? Like, even if you said Envy have won this matchup the last 6 times in a row, the last 10 times in a row, the last however many times in a row, I know it hasn't been that many, but XSET, they've adapted. It's on the fly. This is not the comp that we saw them play before. The maps were a little different as well in the same bracket, and they're putting up a completely different fight.
Yeah, again, this is definitely a nice, like, just, I don't know, kind of experiment to watch that Viper Astra combo. I don't think it's something that they had played before in an official match setting, or if they had, I certainly hadn't seen it on Bind at least. Again, the Sky had been like a big piece of their, you know, setup lately. The last 3 times they played it at least, and so yeah, just a wild ride for them to see that combination come out. Again, that's not even a map that we would see Viper played a lot. Whenever we would play Viper, it would be elsewhere, like Ascent or Split in particular. So it was very interesting. Again, also interesting to see Victor pick up the Sky and kind of see what he can do with that. Just trying to play Sky more aggressively than maybe Sky's used by other players and their composition. So it was definitely, again, just kind of like a fun learning experience for me, just to see how those compositions would play out and like what was possible. And XSET were just a little bit better in the clutch, man. We had a lot of small number situations and post plants, and XSET were just able to clean those up a little bit more effectively and more consistently in that second map that we just watched.
Yeah, and a lot of that chaos in the map, or a lot of the craziness, it came from what XSET's composition brought to the table. So it kind of, you lean that way, that XSET should be the team that makes it out of things, because they're creating that chaos. As we look at where we've been and now where we're headed, the last map of the series, the decider here as to who pushes forward to the grand finals tomorrow is going to be Ascent. And just like we saw on Bind, I would imagine, unless they're kind of pulling out all the stops, we see Victor back on that Sky, and we could see a Viper.
Yeah, again, Viper is something that at times we did play on Ascent, so we could see it. Definitely we'll see an Astra from XSET, no doubt about that. They've been playing Astra the last like 5 or 6 times they've played Ascent. They have been picking up the Astra. Probably we'll see a Sentinel back out and play, or an anchoring Sentinel, I guess you could say. As you so put it, with Waifu probably going to be picking up the Killjoy. And then this is the map where I think has been playing a ton of Phoenix lately on this map, so that is the other thing I would probably expect to see here if things go according to plan, which certainly didn't in the last map. So, whatever. I'm just doing the best that I can. And then the other way around, whenever we did see Envy play against 100 Thieves earlier today on Ascent, they did indeed put the Sky out there in Victor's hands, and then played a very similar composition to what we saw just now on Bon, except they had Finesse on the Killjoy instead of a Cypher. So that's really what I would expect to happen here. Now, obviously, Envy's more normal play on this map is obviously have Victor playing that Phoenix. But we did see Mummy picking up a lot of Astra lately on this map, but we didn't see it against 100 Thieves. So yeah, still kind of curious to see what'll come out.
Yeah, it seems like, and again, a lot of what we do is it now even more cemented feels like speculation, because we talk about what we see, we talk about what we've seen, and then you jump into the map and it's something completely different that we weren't expecting. And so to have that Astra pop up sometimes for Envy and then just hop on, the last 2 times these team met, we saw Astra on both sides. We might not see it now, because it seems like Envy have kind of jumped ship because of that 100 Thieves series. So I'm interested to see what we get as we look to jump on into the Agent Select, and there's absolutely no way we get a Yoru, right?
Bro, I would lose it. But you know what? I'm ready. Bring it on. As we are indeed seeing Victor lock in the Sky and everything else kind of falling into place as normal for Envy. Again, I am curious to see why Mummy is not playing the Astra. It seemed like he was putting Astra to great use earlier on, maybe saving it for later though. Everyone hovering Yoru on XSET, having a little bit of fun with this. If not one of you now pick Yoru, I'm going to be thoroughly upset. If all 5 of you hover it and none of you pick it, you're all cowards.
Well, So I don't know how this works because I haven't played in enough custom lobbies, right? But if you all hover an agent in competitive, it locks in random agents and somebody will get that one. I was wondering if maybe they were just going to run with something like that because it was crazy. But no, we jump back onto it. We still have, yeah, we still have the Astra coming on through. It's not weeded, playing that Phoenix that we have all the information about. We quite possibly expected. It is that Viper coming on through.
Yeah, so Dwifo changing to the Sage from the Killjoy, and we did changing from the Viper to the, or changing from the Phoenix to the Viper. Interesting. Basically, mirror of what we saw on Bind. Exact same thing. So,
and this feels like, again, kind of maybe quite possibly the same thing. I don't know where Challengers 2 takes place for the open qualifiers as far as patches go. I would imagine we'll probably be on 2.06, but this is kind of the same speculation we had about Envy, right? Instead of working on a new comp or working on a new play style in scrims, why not do it when you've already secured a spot, you're in a pretty good place, and you're doing it real time? This could be something that XSET is looking to do, right? Surely by the time we get to Challengers Finals, we're going to be in 2.06. That Viper
we'll be
is
for the
going to be
qualifier
useful
for the next event.
So okay,
we'll be in it for the Challengers 2 qualifiers. Yeah, so you're right.
So there it is. So just doing it real time here.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good point to make. Definitely does make some sense, as again, these two teams are battling for a slot in the grand finals against 100 Thieves here in the Challengers 1 event. So obviously seeding and extra prize money on the line in that regard, but they've all put their tickets to the regional final taking place in a few weeks' time. They get to skip Challengers 2.
There go the wall. There go the toxins. The snake bite right behind it to try and stop the push out from heaven. Again, that snake bite not only chips away at your HP, but it also makes you vulnerable to the pistols. Get a bit more value. Aaron from downtown gonna find Caboose, trying to trade the kill back as Crashies, and he is able to do just that. Unfortunately, for this NV squad, the spike has been planted, and they're a little worse for wear. Some chip damage to come on through. Victor looking to heal up his teammates, though. Crashies, unfortunately, not the benefactor of those heals. Nice poison cloud, gonna slow things down. Paranoia going through the site, cutting off the lights here. They push on through the toxic screen. Victor gonna find one, but traded right back. Dwifo gonna hop on the board as well with the sheriff, a new sheriff in town, and it's all up to Crashies. He didn't receive a heal, and unfortunately, he's gonna be out of time in this one. Just looking to try and take away the pistols, looking to pad the stats, and quite possibly get the Hunter's Fury. That's not gonna be the case. Everybody dead, but XSET with another pistol.
Seems like the pace and the situation is just picking up where we left off on the previous map. Again, XSET wasting no time, just fully sending it into the site, and I imagine we'll be seeing that quite a lot this half as XSET are just that kind of team. Very explosive. Again, new composition with the Sage and the Viper. Still the same old speed, the same old hunger to get things going early in the round. And another round that, again, comes down to small numbers and just very chaotic. And so I think we're in for another exciting map, it seems, if that round tells us anything.
You wish you could get a mulligan on that one. Unfortunately, Rifle not able to get on top of the wall there, but hey, you know, lose is improve. Losing is learning.
I imagine that's going to be something fun for later. Let's just store that one away. Okay, what?
A nice little kill to kick things off. This is the anti-eco for XSET, so we are expecting it to go their way. Today has been a really weird day when it comes to the bonus round specifically. So not necessarily this round, but that next one that we jump into. And XSET, I think they're kind of feeling that too, because they forced up 2 Bulldogs coming into it. Ooh, we did awkwardly enough. Gonna put down the snake bite. Unfortunately, hurts the teammate a little bit with the classic in hand. Unfortunately, Victor can't find anything, but Caboose and Finesse are able to finesse a couple of kills. Now, the last one standing, unfortunately, going to fall to the paint shells there, but hurting the bonus a bit. Stealing away. Well, no, they didn't. They picked up the Bulldog. And say, take it away, a Bulldog, but they still have 2 in hands. But here we go. Now, this is basically where map 3 is underway. Rifles, a bit of a bonus for XSET, and we'll see what Envy can get done.
Yeah, a little bit of a heftier bonus, right? Having a Phantom and a couple of Bulldogs in play. BCJ going for the Bucky just to... Wait. Okay, the Bucky goes to Weeded, actually. And, okay. Okay, here we go. Maybe this is where the Guardian of BCJ is going to come into play on the wall boost? Or no, it's going to be Waifu with the... Okay.
There it is. Oh,
Big set.
Wow. Victor coming up huge there.
Victor said, "Get that out of my face."
Was expecting it.
I mean, they did kind of see it last round, right? So you'd imagine they're going to give it a go again. And so Victor's like,
There.
hold my beverage of choice while I take this shot.
And that right click can be so strong on the Bulldog. Obviously, at distance, it gets a bit harder to land all 3 of those shots. So it is just a bit of chip damage overall. It's a good way to start your rifle round. Try and get things back in control. BCJ gonna get a bit of information as to where one player is. Shock Dart, try and buy some space and some time. 1 cent right back. Recon Bolt very soon here for Crashy, so should be able to net quite a bit of information. And we did.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not too sure where he was headed. Maybe looking to go the opposite direction. Only a couple of buckies, so this bonus, we said it was kind of a heftier bonus. It actually really hurts to have this this weaponry.
30 seconds.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't try to go, like, pick up the other Bulldog. Maybe it, like, fell off the map. Either way, they're just running into the Killjoy utility of Finesse. They're trapped here. They're getting mowed down. Pure. They're able to break through, however, get into the site and pick up a Phantom. And Aaron's meeting up with him. Spike in a weird place, though. He is able to grab it back right before being spotted in the back halls. Time running low. Smart Boombot on the stairs to stall anyone trying to run at him and peek while he puts the Spike down. And Aaron actually picks up 2. What's going on?
Oh,
What's
my
happening?
goodness. Another one. Aaron picks up 4 with the Bulldog.
How does that happen? Envy look primed to still win that even with the spike plant. They shut down the initial push so well, but Aaron had different plans. And he was able to bring them into fruition. That is so wild to me. It's like XSET can't lose.
That's exactly what it feels like. And Dwifo going wide on the shots said, Aaron, take my energy. Everything. All the shots that I missed, you will now hit. And Aaron picks up 4. And we're incredibly close to just about every single ultimate online for XSET. Well, really for everybody.
And Envy on just the pistols here. A bunch of Sheriffs and a Frenzy. And I don't know, man. That is a wild round loss for Envy. I'm sure they are not happy with that result. Meanwhile, if you're XSET, again, you just feel like you can do no wrong, I feel like, at this point. Envy trying to get aggressive here at A lobby. It has been spotted by Aaron. We did in the meantime finding Crashies over towards middle.
An interesting little observer bug. It looked like playing Doom there for a second. A couple more kills to follow. The Sheriff's unfortunately not able to get anything done. Only a bit of damage. I'd really like to do. Ooh, there it is. Okay, Victor finding 1. Might not look to save this weapon. Oh my goodness, finds another, swinging on through. He's finally sat down, but geez Louise, they made it hurt.
That is certainly the case as XSET come up 4-0, but not after, you know, losing a couple players along the way.
I should play some Astral Stars in this reality.
Wow. Oh, this is a 20 mean.
Say again?
It's just a room number?
Oh. Yeah, I think the day's been too long. You're getting into the conspiracy theories, and you just gotta let that one go.
All right, I appreciate it for bringing me back into sanity.
I'm reeling you back in. But speaking,
it's been a wild day.
Speaking of reeled back in, Mummy went fishing, and he's found himself an operator. So that is going to be a huge tool. And it's lined up here in this one. You're going to go up top. Showstopper beats Operator. No, it doesn't. Mummy sits down the ult and looks to get Envy back in the win column. It's been quite some time.
Bro. Look at these walls.
They just can't get through.
What?
Resurrection, stun to follow for Caboose. He tries to sneak away. He's able to do just that. Crash is going to find the first. BCJ trades it back. Victor on the board. Now the Seeker's going through, but the kills are going back and forth. Finesse cuts it down to just Aaron standing. We've seen what he can do in the past, but he cannot get it done this time around. Envy in the win column.
I feel like I was in a nightclub. There's just so many lights, so many flashes,
colors, everything.
Colors everywhere. I mean, look at this. Neat use of the... I mean, look at this. Like, what?
And a Nova Pulse, the Toxic Screen, the Cosmic Divide. You hear the bass from the stun. Yeah, the ice wall is all over the place.
The air horn.
Yeah, the air.
I mean,
you can't forget the air horn.
It's a party over on that site, and Envy having a little bit more fun that time around. What a recon ball, bro.
Unfortunately, doesn't find too much. It's another 5-man stack over towards this A main area, and 2 spotted with the drone. 1 sneaking away. There's the spike down as Caboose backs away. The wall, unfortunately, falls a bit short. Hunter's Fury to try and slow things down. I believe 1 tag coming on through onto Pure. ECJ to get the spike down. Has a Hunter's Fury available. Weeded also has that Viper's Pit, so could choose to use that. Finding 1 kill, and there it is.
Yep, make sure he gets it back to an even numbers first. But, oh, gets caught immediately, trying to be crafty up on top of the ice wall. Now we see the blast packing and such trying to come through so the bust is open so they can get in. Lockdown also put into play. Caboose going forward with the rockets. Finds his man as well. But XSET, again, it just seems like they can do no wrong. BCJ looking to clutch it out here from under heaven. Finesse stamps him out. And now it's the 1v1. Turret up. Aaron just jiggling, buying in that time to let that spike go forward, and he will take the round. In XSET just, they look unstoppable in some ways.
You said it. It seems they can do no wrong, and you know, so outside of, we've been talking about how crazy it gets and all the colors and walls and everything.
Also, XSET have 1 speed, and that's max.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, like, on top of all that, it's just so hectic.
Yes.
I feel like you can't even really rip off a call out as to where somebody's playing because everybody is just everywhere.
I can't. Good luck to Sideshow and like all the Plat Chat crew on reviewing this VOD. Have a nice one.
Yeah, that is.
For all the watch parties out there, good luck. I'm having the heck of a time.
Interested to hear all the thoughts.
Yeah, dude. It's been kind of crazy. XSET actually are kind of slowing it down this time, playing a little bit more default. They're using We Did to kind of clear out line and just try to establish some A lobby control, at least try to, you know, anticipate aggression and maybe hold it off. Meanwhile, they're droning up middle. They're gathering their forces at B for what seems to be the intended target. Finesse is here with the Killjoy. He's got an alarm bot deep in the lobby area. Has a turret as well that he can play off of to try to make the Bucky maybe do something magical. It's one of the few weapons that are in play for Envy here. 1 of 2. Alarm bot triggered. Wall being built.
A couple going up top. Weighted gonna cut down the Bucky of Finesse. BCJ gonna find another. Make it 2 up top. Has the high ground, and they're just mowing them all down. A flawless round.
Every frag come from up there? I think maybe Aaron got 1 that wasn't on top of that wall. What a weird shooting gallery. See, the thing is, we have been seeing other teams experiment by using stage walls, like on the A side of the map for attack, but usually it's like up against the back wall. And it's like maybe 1 or 2 players there because you can like look over smokes and get like good angles on people inside the site. I think Nitro made that kind of famous in Masters, and people have caught on to it. But XSET are literally putting like 3 people on it and running into a site with it. It's like creating a new walkway. It's so wild, like what they're doing.
And a nice little a give and take, or that's not really the term I guess I'm looking for, but the tug of war, or just the mind game in we go fast, then we go slow. It's like a teeter-totter of a play style. It's fast and it's slow. It's fast and it's slow. And once they slowed it down, they find a flawless round. They're going to do that again. And I would imagine here in the next few rounds, we see him go right back to a 5-stack A looking to play with the ultimates.
Yeah, very possible. Do have Pure on the showstopper here, as they are going to go ahead and drone their way into B. Start clearing that out. Guiding Light will kind of stop that drone from getting as much info as I was hoping to get. Mummy in a new angle with the op. He's able to catch his man. As he tries to escape, though, he could maybe be in some trouble. Has to ult his way out and does make it.
The frosted tip to the Sova there. Not going to cut out just yet. Crashies is able to... Well, actually, Crashies eventually goes down there. Boost.
That's wild. He spent so much effort to get into a spot that his teammate was literally just trying to escape at all costs.
Yeah.
So now it's the 3-on-3 post plant here. XSET have good positioning. Gonna be a tough retake for Envy. No ults in play. Just have to send it with what weapons they got.
Bird online should get the info from B main. Quite possibly somebody's peeking up towards short. First kill from Mummy coming on through. He's been swapped over to a rifle, but now it's just cut down to Caboose just like that. Dwipo finds a nice little 3K. The snake bite's getting so much damage. One kill traded out, but running out of time. Weeded still alive, has the poison cloud available. Caboose just has to run him down. He finds a kill, but he's got no time. An operator on the way out. No, it's just gonna be the rifle save, but the round to XSET.
Weeded is just being a constant thorn at Envy's side with these snake bites, with his wall, with just everything. He is just a constant nuisance that Envy have to respect and solve each and every round, as well as the way that they're using their Sage and the speed at which they're attacking. I like how this Crashies and Mummy just trade spots, and Crashies, it's like he didn't get the memo that being in that corner wasn't the place to be in that moment. Someone forgot to tag him in that email.
So the snake bites last for 8 seconds.
I feel like Viper's kind of like Reyna, and that classification just being annoying to deal with. Oh, I thought Caboose was about to just, again, wreck that wall boost, but Pure able to recover it, again gets healed. Meanwhile, a drone being sent out in middle by Envy to try to get some intel towards that B link. And it's going to cost them.
Yeah, they just, again, it's XSET can do no wrong, right? They're just reading Envy perfectly here, creeping up on what could be another flawless round.
I mean, I've casted almost every stage of the VCT at this point, and this has to be the most bizarre game I've covered.
Oh, yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah, the series itself has been incredibly wild, which is, I think, kind of what XSET brought to the table is we are 1 kill away. Okay, never mind. I jinxed it before I could jinx it. I was thinking another flawless. Rifle picked up now in the hands, but it's an operator to sit it down. Mummy to fall. XSET only lose 1 as they push their way 8-1. And to go back to that point that you made.
And all the alts.
Yeah, all the alts now available, so we probably see something fast happening.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it was XSET kind of had that X factor. They were just a weird team playing weird stuff, right? It was the Viper on split always that kind of started to propel them forward. And now they're going back to it. It kind of feels like
what is this going to be?
A new confidence for the squad.
I can't wait to see whatever this is going to be.
It's about to be matched by a whole lot, though. The wall goes up. Mummy gonna find the shot. Aaron is able to trade it back. There's the resurrection, so all 5 back online. Here for XSET, 1 ult down, 4 to go, and Weeded just absolutely feeling himself, finding the shots onto Victor. Caboose there, backing it up. The buddy system comes up huge, and again, Mummy finds another kill. BCJ trying to chip away at the remaining members of Envy. We're gonna go wide there on the shots, and Crashies very close. Oh no, he hears the footsteps, able to meet up with it. BCJ will fall, and he can just nest egg right on top. Wipo gonna go wide with the shot on the operator as well, and it's all down to the last here in Aaron. The wall goes down. He's corralled inside of B main in a 1v3. Caboose bringing up the rear to try and match Crashy's energy. Mummy still on the site. There's the information, and the 3K as Envy finally battled back to get another one.
Yeah, again, it's, XSET doing crafty things, this time using the sage wall to change elevation on when they're swinging on an angle. It's definitely just kind of an unorthodox use of the sage wall as people start to experiment more and more with what's possible. Not just blocking off locations or doing a boosted shot, but now to actually just create a whole new walkway into an angle. And Mummy able to actually flick and hit the shot anyway. And Envy able to recover around that, rally, and actually get their second round of the game. So, and they spent 3 ults there on XSET's side and came up with nothing. So, very good round from Envy, who now have 3 ults of their own to put into play, and they're 1 orb away on Finesse and Mummy. Oh boy.
Ness able to sneak away there. Almost paid for it with his life. Hunter Fury going to pick up 1, so Crashy slowly starting to battle back. Weeded taking off the board. That's a lot of information, or a lot of utility, rather, from the Viper. Not only that, but the Viper's pit now offline.
Yeah,
for another round.
This Sage wall is so strong inside B lobby. When you already have sight as well, and you can just kind of watch. Oh, Caboose though, read it. That's a huge shot to unlock. Perhaps the retake, as they do have the 5-on-3 now.
We got some ultimates. There's one that's going to be used. Jumping on into the side. Showstopper not going to find anything just yet as Crashy steals away the kill.
No way.
just spraying them down, almost getting it done. 3 out of 5 chips away at Finesse, but not enough to win the round. 8
Honestly,
to 3.
The series deserved that to work.
Yeah,
the way that things
true.
have been going, like, I would not have been the least bit surprised to see VCT just ace in that fashion. That would have been quite something special. But Envy, you know, hanging around. It's now 2 in a row. 1 round left to go in the half. They're not out just yet. XSET have been throwing, I mean, literally everything they got at them. The whole kitchen sink, just everything. The whole pantry.
I feel like everybody needs to take a deep breath here. Last round of the half. We are going to get a little extra time as we go into the next half, but it has just been go, go, go. And now the Seeker will be matching that same energy. Running on out as all 5 are stacked up over towards this ace side of XSET. Looking to take this one quick. On the opposite side of the map, Finesse still holding it down with that Killjoy setup, but I think if you hear it, you go to it. If you hear it, you say it. Oh my goodness, we did with a snake fight, able to find a kill onto Caboose, who's trying to back up Victor, and another kill to follow. Finesse will finally start to bring up the rear, but oh my goodness, when they hit hard,
they don't know about Crashies though.
Make it work.
They thought it was just double aggression A lobby. They don't know that Crashy still had Y, and Crashy can still slip in behind here and absolutely tear this thing apart. Yeah, exactly. But the Viper's Pit cancels it out. Crashy's though still able to fit in a frag, and Weeded steps out to take him out the round. And now he's actually backing off due to the lockdown. So the Viper's Pit will be canceled out due to the lockdown. Envy have it even at 2 apiece. Clock is running low. Weeded shifting the spike over to B. Mummy catches Pure, and I think Weeded's been found out. Also, there's still some nano swarms that Finesse can pop and slow this down.
There it is.
And indeed, it's going to nail it. And that allows Mummy to get in the ults. And he's back in the site.
One enemy remaining.
No way. Weeded needs the ace here. 50 HP. The shots are just off target. What a play it would have been. But here we go. 8 to 4 at the half as Envy battle back and now mount their attack dust.
Man, oh man. Yeah, it was just Envy triple committing to A lobby control against all this Crashies. The snake left under the stone unturned. Only good for 1, but it sets up everything else. Great use of the nano swarms late there to, you know, get Mummy in position with the ult and get them kind of a multi-pronged approach to a 2-on-1 fight. And so they fit 3 in a row at the end of the half to, you know, stay afloat. And now, what do Envy want to do here on their attacking side? Plenty of frenzies in play. And they're also looking to go quick. Wall, though, will slow them down if A's a target. Indeed, it looks like that's what they were hoping for.
And it didn't look like they got tagged off that recon bolt. That was interesting.
Yeah. Having to wait this wall out as Envy unless they want to break it. Setting up some utility. We see Finesse lining up a nano swarm. Maybe clear out some areas of the site. Double wall in play here for XSET. If the ice wall goes down, the Viper wall can just come right back up. Door being blown out here by Thwifo. Eventually. There you go. Star's also here. I mean, they can just stall Envy out forever when Envy commit.
Drone goes out. Guiding light on the back end. Swarm grenade's gonna go through, try and clear things out. It's gonna push everybody away from heaven for now. Thwifo, oh, they should know. Okay, inside the smoke. They're not going for the switch necessarily. A boom bot, a huge one. Doesn't get a whole lot there. Actually, around the wall with Thwifo. Eventually, he's gonna fall down, and Envy cut down to their last 2. Make it their last one. FNS has nothing for it. And the retake is huge for XSET.
Only lose the 1 player. That was Thwifo at the jump, and then everyone just pounces off the back of that boombot explosion by the doorway. and they just wreak absolute havoc. Look at this from Weeded, spraying the frenzy. And it's just XSET. They are so wild, chaotic, and fearless in this series. Ever since they got waxed on map 1, they have been relentless in every single round they've played. There has been barely a moment to blink with the pace at which XSET are bringing on these retakes and on these attacks. Again, I can only imagine what it's like to play against.
You don't even have a second to think, it feels like.
Yeah,
for
you
Envy.
don't. And the thing is, XSET are like always on the same page when they do it. Like normally when a team plays like that, you would think, oh, they're just playing like a pug style, or oh, they're just mindlessly running. But their spacing and their commitment is just so crisp that they make it work, combined with their utility usage.
Oh, man, it's just the firing squad here. Yeah, 3K for BCJ. That Hunter's Fury closer to being online. The closest that is. And this is how the map started. We'll see how it closes as Envy find themselves once more on full rifles. But this is that tricky situation, right? Where if you lose this one, you're back, you know, maybe forcing up in the next, and that's 11 rounds, or you save and you play for the overtime. So this is a very scary spot to be for Envy.
You'll get it eventually. Keep trying. We did. I believe in you. Did he give up, or did he actually make it? We'll never know. Another weird wall for Dwifo. Absolutely darted, though. You do hate to see it. Oh, he's stuck.
Ooh. Duck Darts actually got a tag there. I wonder if they're looking to send another. Forces a heal on himself, though. Boost picks up 2 there, trading out Victor. BCJ is there to answer right back. Now playing towards mid. BCJ, Finesse about to meet one another. Shots down range. Vandal going to come out on top. 63 HP, though, where Finesse will find himself as they look to plant the spike down on the B side. A 3v2. The Viper wall to go up to try and cut off things towards mid, and a rotation coming back from the spawn.
Yeah, Finesse, though, still cutting off these rotations through market, so they have everything covered here on the Envy side of things. Now, Finesse is softened up target, and he actually gets swept by Dwifo on the Marshall, and now it's a 2-on-2, but Dwifo's taking a lot of damage there. He's down to 27 HP. He will be able to heal back, however, just a bit, picks up a Phantom, and now this gets interesting.
Paranoia queued up. Full HP for both members here on the Envy side. Snakebite going to go on through. It's going to get a bit of damage. It's actually out towards Switch as Crashy tries to spray him down. Now Weeded has another chance to clutch, but once more he's running out of time. He's running out of HP. Mummy sits him down, and quite possibly the most important round. Envy pick it up, but it costs so much.
Again, they are never getting a freebie, it feels like, man. Like, they're having to work for every little inch they gain. So much effort having to be put out there just to stay afloat. But a big round to win, to stick around, but XSET right back into a full buy here. Phantoms aplenty, Vandal on Dwifo. BCJ not too far off the Hunter's Fury. There is a showstopper here for Caboose to pounce with to try to open up something if they want to go for an early attack. You see them trying to create some pressure on Catwalk. Dwifo, his 30th different wall boost attempt. Always in a different location. This time, I don't think he fell off of it or something, so it's going to become obsolete on this round.
Spike's still hanging out over towards A. There's some information and a bit of an opening over towards this B side. BCJ still holding it down. Finds one, finds a second. It's not for free once more. 2 for 2 across the map, the Sovas. Last one standing here for a moment on this B side. Crashies finds BCJ, shoots him in the back. He tries to rotate on out, but here we go again. The spike now on the A site. The Seekers have since been used. Finesse, unfortunately, too far away from the lockdown, and Victor looking to go aggressive. It's Pure, it's Weeded. Weeded gets another shot at clutching out another round.
Yeah, Pure still has that boom bot to put into play. Victor, though, has an interesting location here in front of Tree. He could flank behind even on Heaven's side, but he'd have to break the glass to do it. It's all going to come down to timing or blocking the side as they do sweep in. They're spamming bullets through, guiding light from Victor in. They get into the site, however.
Wow, and Weeded gets him from underneath. 7 HP and a dream. The Nanoswarm's gonna buy some space. Finesse still very healthy. Pure, unfortunately, you cannot say the same, and running out of time, so playing the clock perfectly here. As Finesse just looks to take away the last rifle. A nice little clutch coming in on the end. And another round to NB. They hang on for a moment. But again,
Yes.
Dust, it's so costly.
It is, man. It is. These rounds are straining for both squads. And I mean, for XSET, these guys have been playing a lot of Valorant today.
Yeah.
Didn't really get much of a break either between the version 1 series and this one. Played all 3 maps there. This one goes all 3 as well. So you have to wonder if eventually they run out of steam. NV, on the other hand, again, has been battling against so many different looks. Again, such an unorthodox series that you have to wonder where their heads are at. But they're starting to get a little bit of footing here all of a sudden here. Weeded's going to be trusted to anchor B alone with the Viper's Pit. Rest playing over towards A side. Lockdown in effect from Finesse to try to push these players off. BCJ, though, will counter it with the Hunter's Fury to shut it down.
Wow, and with that, I mean, they just get caught completely with their pants down. They try to send so much at it. They get punished as they look to regain some control out towards A main. XSET continue to find some kills, and once more, we're down to the last 5 standing. Finesse, a bit worse for wear. Aaron inside the smoke, looking to make a play out towards the site. Weeded, some way, somehow finds himself as one of the last 2 standing still here for this XSET squad. Inside the poison cloud, they will go. Crashy is going to decay down low, but it doesn't matter. Want me to close it out 10-7. XSET have touched double digits, but since then, NB refused to let up.
Yeah, they're starting to really find a nice rhythm here. They're starting to close that gap on the scoreboard, and XSET are starting to run out of credits. They are able to get the full buy here, but only to a small degree. It includes a Spectre and 2 Buckies. They also still have no ults in play. I think even a Marshall maybe just got picked up, if I'm not mistaken, from Thwifo. I thought he did. Maybe he sold it back. Either way, kind of curious to see what is going to happen here. Nice grab to get Weeded forward here. Turret, though, going to come out, but it's broken by his teammate. But Envy still clean up.
Yeah, one NB main went out towards mid as well. Mummy picked one up from top mid. And Kawa position. Victor, unfortunately, get caught up in the grab. Well, is vulnerable. But Aaron find the fight, and he is going to take it. Now, a nice little upgrade there for the Astra as he backs away.
Yeah.
Towards
These
the
ego
B
peaks are so wild.
Yeah.
They're just going for every fight. And Envy, for a while, they were starting to, like, stop the bleed. But what the heck? Crashies is so confused, and so am I. And now Aaron with the quad kill B-lobby push. How does this work? I don't understand. They are all over the place, but Envy just can't possibly be prepared for this.
What even is that round that you've got 2 players literally sitting in spawn? Crashies is slow walking with his knife out. The spike's all the way over towards B.
With Bucky's like what? Like, look. I mean, Aaron just was relentless there. I'm sure Envy are shocked that he just kept re-peeking this. He just would not give up. And hey, he gets 4 frags, so we did one day, buddy.
Oh,
Not today, though.
That's actually the same exact outcome as
I
well.
know.
It just
Yep.
stays right there on the ground. Ooh, now Op in the hands of Pure gets tagged up. Oh, the showstopper this time around gonna beat the Op. Now Caboose looking to use this one to good use as the Bucky tries to make me eat my words. BCJ is able to sit that down. Operator has now since fallen. As have 3 members of XSET. BCJ a bit worse for wear. Is able to pick up the Operator and quite possibly might look for a save. Cosmic Divide in a Thorn. Quite a bit of utility still available from Aaron. The rest of the squad for Envy sitting pretty on the util as well.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the players from XSET already spotted here in the back of heaven. They're still going to try to make a go of it here. Stars have been deployed on the site. Lots of stuns and stuff breaking out, but they just cannot get in there. They do just have to back off, say the Operator saved the Phantom, so Envy will go to 8, and again, they're trying to keep this game close, keep it competitive. Big drive there. Just being able to get through with that showstopper despite everything against him. Great play by Caboose. Aaron, though, making this round expensive yet again, forcing a lot of rebuying out of Envy by collecting Victor there, trying to rotate off Cat.
An operator save for BCJ too. That's pretty nice to have.
Absolutely. Curious whose hands it'll find their way in. BCJ might just keep it. Looks like indeed he will be doing just that. Be taking it over to the B side of the map, it seems. Maybe looking to even take a forward angle with it. With the help of Astra, the gravel would pull them off the angle and allow him to press forward with the op and hold down B lobby. So that could be the combo they're looking for here. And indeed it is. Meanwhile, XSET will also get aggressive at middle, paint shelling top and getting into B link. They're absolutely controlling this whole side of the map.
Yeah, everything. It was a star, a paint shell, and a snake bite all tossed out. The Nova Pulse was also looking for the stun up top. So if anybody was that way, they were getting punished. Rifle trying to play on top of the wall. He's going to be spotted out, unfortunately. Or not. He didn't get any damage down on the targets there. Ultimate's online only on the XSET side as they look to find themselves on match point. Nice guiding light into the smoke just to make sure nobody's playing inside the bubble. And here it is, a showstopper up close and personal. But the door is just too close. The wall is too strong. The rifles for the rest of the squad starting to come online as Finesse finally trades one back. The run and gun is just too weak, and Mummy finds himself the last one standing as XSET look to grab match point. Everything being thrown this way, everything that's left. The dark cover comes down. BCJ hops on through, and a couple of right clicks will sit him down. 12-8 is where we find ourselves. Map points in XSET's favor here, Dust.
I will say that round wasn't as wild as it looked. There was a lot of structure behind that, as most XSET aggressions are. You know, they had Sage Wall off A just to slow down an A attack long enough. Then they double up on a B lobby push with the Gravwell and with the paint shells top middle to get simultaneous mid and B lobby control to pinch that off and make sure that B lobby's clear. Then, because Sage stalled long enough, they're able to rotate all their players over to A before the attack is fully commenced. And so everyone's there ready to go as the attack comes into sight, and they have perfect intel all the way through. That was an amazing, aggressive defensive setup there from XSET, and it paid dividends, as now they're at map and series point.
You should run.
Map and series point. Ness to employ that lockdown to try and push everybody off this A site. We did able to keep away. Unfortunately, the guiding light being a thorn. He tries to hop away, but Victor sits him down off the back end of a flash. Caboose, unfortunately, worse for wear, pushing in onto the site. 68 HP. You obviously love to be in a whole lot better of a spot. Yoden gonna try and spray on through. Dark cover. Gonna try and buy some space as well. Nice pickup there. BCJ picks it up with a shock dart. Nova Pulse looking for the stun. Caboose has since been healed up and found himself a Phantom. The shotgun's gonna be used. The res coming on through, and Victor, no, excuse me, Caboose goes huge in this round. Not only finding the Sage, but finding the resurrection. And it's all down to Aaron in a 1v2. This could be it. XSET could send Envy back in. That's not gonna be the case. They hang on for a moment longer.
Indeed, Envy just able to close in on the site so effectively, not allow the retake to really ever unfold. A lot of utility was thrown at them to slow them down at A, but they just forced their way through it, and they just catch weeded in awkward space. They do not allow that res to have impact. They keep choking XSET out at this heaven angle, and they stick Aaron in a very difficult 2-versus-1 situation. So again, Envy, right? Every time XSET take a step forward and they look like they're about to close, Envy get that one round that keeps them in the race. And they've done it yet again. Again, that gravel being deployed to get some B lobby control for XSET. This time, no mid aggression, though. They're looking to maybe test the waters a bit more towards Catwalk and A lobby. Generally speaking, though, they're being more passive as they don't really have the weaponry to fight the way that they would want to, and they've already lost one of their players here early. And so Envy have a great chance for double digits here. They have a 5-on-4, and they're up against 3 Buckies and a Spectre. No alts available as well for XSET.
And I feel like on these eco rounds with close corners, the Seekers get a lot of value. So we should see possibly Victor using that one just to make sure everything gets cleared out so you don't have to worry about where these Buckies are being played. Astral form, there's the star, the Nebula to follow. Aaron maybe looking to play on the inside. Flash comes through, they've got the blinded call, but it doesn't matter. Aaron holding it down on B site. Could it be the thrifty victory that pushes him over the edge as Mummy tries to trade things back with just the classic? Aaron finds another. He's got the classic in hand. He can't find 4, but the Bucky is there. Now Finesse has to go huge. They had the rifles, but it doesn't matter. XSET win the rematch.
That must be the most XSET way to win a round I've ever seen. 4 on 5, 3 Buckies and a Spectre, and they get it. I mean, man, oh man. It was an amazing combination there from XSET on Ascent of crazy antics. I mean, we can't not mention that because there definitely was. Brand new compositions, experimentation that went well, right? Yeah. They tested a theory and they got the results they wanted. And man, that was just it honestly was really hard to follow at times. It was kind of all over the place. But those last few rounds, you could see that they got their composure to the close. You know, like some really good aggressive defensive setups to control B lobby, to get intel, to put mid pressure, to get their rotations off faster, to be in place before the attack could even get in to a site. So XSET, you know, just trying something new. You know, the old stuff didn't work. And he was crushing them lately. They're like, you know what? Let's change the script altogether. And it worked out for them. They now move on to the grand finals against 100 Thieves. They're guaranteed at least 2nd place. Envy have to settle for 3rd. And Version 1 settle for 4th. But again, all these teams at least making it over to the regional finals, which is the biggest goal that was up for grabs, and they all accomplished that.
Yeah, which is quite possibly why we're seeing some of these switch-ups, right? Sure. Why we're seeing some of the agents come through kind of, I don't want to call it silly, but it's just different. It's a bit more loose. And again, it could be, you know, as we speculate in theory craft, it could be what we could be seeing moving forward. So they're just doing it on the fly because it doesn't hurt to do it right here and right now. And you know, playing in a situation like this is different, I think, for everybody, and doing it in scrims. As you see, Aaron was really, I don't know if it was top of the leaderboard when it came to frags, but that B site was just completely on lock.
No, absolutely. And he was doing it in ways that you would think you shouldn't be able to get away with. And I think that kind of sums up XSET in a lot of those rounds. They were doing things that you just couldn't believe they could get away with. But they were also throwing things out there that were creative and I'm sure hard to play against on the fly. Like some of their double wall setups on their attacks on Bind were insane. Like I can't even imagine what that was like to see for like the first time and try to react to it properly. Whenever they would Cosmic Divide and, you know, ult with Viper at the same time, you know, Viper Nebula smokes her down. It's just like there was so much you had to try to play around and work against. And XSET just had so many layers to those attacks because they play those high utility compositions when you have a Sky, you have or a Viper, and on top of an Astra, on top of a Sova, like you just have so much that you can throw out there to gain information and gain ground. And they did it against Version 1 as well, right? Playing these high utility setups. And they were the better team today.
Yeah, and there it is, just to confirm. Aaron up top, 24 kills. Caboose right there behind them, but unfortunately, like you said, XSET was the better team. I think it really feels, you know, Valorant, I think a lot of people agree or have kind of put it in this bucket of a rock, paper, scissors type thing when you look at all the teams. And I think that goes for esports across the board, where this team beats this team, beats this team, beats this team, and, you know, transitive property, blah, 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 blah. XSET, I felt like, had for the longest time kind of been the best showing of that, where, you know, they would lose to the Sentinels, they got the upset over the NVs, and they were able to beat just about everybody else, but then you put them up against the top 1 and the top 2, and unfortunately they just couldn't get it done. Now they're starting to get a bit more wind under their sails as we take a peek at our head to head. And Pure didn't necessarily have the, I guess, the game that I was expecting, or the series that I was expecting, but XSET as a whole really showed up, really came online, and that was so cool to see. We kind of talked about it in the middle of that one, towards the latter half maybe, where we said this looks like the XSET that's playing with confidence. They're playing what they want to play, and this is Valorant. As we've heard a lot of teams say, we just play the game like Valorant should be played, and that's what it looked like XSET were doing today, and it was really cool to watch.
Absolutely. Again, like as a student of the game, you know, someone who likes to be more analytical and kind of, you know, study how people are playing and see how the meta is evolving and seeing how strategy is being developed. It's fun to see like new stuff on the fly like that, where you constantly feel like you're a little bit lost in the woods and you're trying to find your way out. And I imagine that's how Envy probably felt playing against XSET today in some of those situations. And it's fun as, you know, an outside person, and even for players out there who are maybe trying to come up with things that they can do with their teams, or maybe just themselves, they want to keep up with what are people coming up with, what are people doing, how are people pushing the limits of these agents. And XSET, again, has always been a team, particularly we did as a player, has always been someone who have tried to do that. Yeah, you got to see them kind of break Envy, I feel like, in ways. You know, after getting crushed on Split, they come back with brand new comps on the next 2 maps and really just throw a wrench in things for everyone, I feel like. So yeah, that was really hard to follow, but also fun to watch at the same time. Weird dichotomy there, I guess.
Yeah, it was very, very hard to follow. There was so
0
much
to 100.
going on.
I mean,
Yeah.
they were just maxed out almost. There was like maybe 2 or 3 slow rounds the entirety of the last 2 maps we just covered. I mean,
Yeah.
they were rapid.
And that was another one of those games where, or I guess a series as a whole, I felt like that was just a back and forth. We had very few flawless rounds as a whole, but enough about kind of talking about XSET. We're going to get to hear from the man himself, Weeded, in our Verizon post-match interview. We've got him on the line, and I'm so ready for this. Weeded, thank you for joining us here for this one. And I have to say, it's been a long day. Obviously, it seems like a friendly rivalry that's just kind of cemented and etched itself into between you and Envy. How does this feel to finally grab another win over this team who is, considered one of the top 4?
Definitely feels good. It's probably the best feeling in the world. They like kind of like itching at us on Twitter and like in game and voice chat before a match. So it's like getting these wins are it just like cements the rivalry even harder.
All right, I gotta ask, man. Like, it's got to come off the top 2 for me. This composition of Viper and Astra at the same time is something we had not seen. I'm curious, is this something that was created on the fly, or is this something you've been practicing a lot and kind of keeping hidden, and now you decided this is the time to bust it out to change things up in the Envy matchup, or kind of what was the mindset behind the comp?
We had our like back against the wall and we're like, we got to do something different here. Envy knows everything we do. They know how to play against us. So we just pulled something out like this and it worked.
So you had not practiced this composition before?
I'm not going to say that, but I don't want to give any more information about it for the future.
I got you. I got you. So were you surprised it was this effective in like its first kind of showing an official match, or did you have kind of an idea that this is going to work? Like, this is going to throw a wrench in things for Envy?
We kind of, like, after the first map, we're like, okay, we're running our normal comp. Things aren't working. Let's do something wacky. At best, we thought we could, like, catch them off guard. Maybe, like, 13-10 them or something. And then, like, everything just started flowing really well, Second map was really nice. We didn't expect it to go that well, but we ended up winning 2. So, yeah.
I mean, that goes as good as you could expect. Now, you're looking forward to move forward tomorrow in the grand finals, playing 100 Thieves. It doesn't look like you've got a whole lot on record, if anything, playing against 100 Thieves. What are kind of the thought processes going into that one? Because they're a team that has since adopted this weird composition and having the Sage all the time. What are the, I guess, there's just the thoughts behind the team moving into the grand finals tomorrow?
Thoughts about 100 Thieves?
Yeah,
in the matchup.
I mean, I'm kind of very excited. I'm like very excited about this matchup because 100 Thieves are like known for having all these like gimmicks and like these wacky plays, and they have like these really good comps, and they know how to like play together really well. They trade off really well, and every time you play them, you always learn something new, no matter what. So it's like always even if you lose, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, I kind of view your teams similar in the sense that you both play like against the grain play styles at times to try to test the limits of the meta. I feel like you and Steel kind of have that same mind, and you also have that same like cohesion. I feel like did you kind of model your game off of that a lot, or is this like your own? No, I meant like, do you kind of see it that way as well? That you both try to go against the grain and like test the waters. Like, do you respect them for that? Is there like kind of a mutual mindset there of wanting to try to push the limits of the game?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, you're not gonna win constantly. You're not gonna stay in the top 4 and the top 8 and the top 10 if you're doing the same thing over and over again. You have to do these. You have to be different from other teams. It's the only way you're gonna win. It's the only way you're gonna move forward.
Sounds like you guys have a pretty good head on your shoulders when it comes to wrapping things up in Valorant. It's just so very new now. As we have you on the way out, I just want to give you a second. I know it's been a very long day, but any shout outs or anything you've got on the way out?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Aaron for being a flexible player, let me play Viper, and Thwifo for popping off on the Sage. And yeah, shout out to my team, shout out to our coach Psycho NT, probably the most attractive man alive. And yeah, thank you so much.
Also, one last thing we did, I hope you didn't take my tweet too hard, man. Much love and respect, but it was a compliment to BCJ.
I love all the casters, don't worry.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the victory. Congrats on giving us a cool show, and looking forward to what comes next, man. Have a good one.
All right, thanks so much. Have a good one, guys.
That is, you know,
Being a little cheeky there. Being a little cheeky. You know, I expected it fully from him.
I thought we'd get a couple more sheeshes, to be completely honest, but we didn't get any there in the interview. So that's
you got him in the server with all these weird comps and like plays and stuff. So I mean, you got plenty. I think you got everything you could have wanted out of that.
True, and it has been a very long day. I am so excited to see that matchup tomorrow. That is going to be super interesting. Now, before we go, we've got a bit more action for you guys. It's not an entire series that's going to go all the way, unfortunately, but it is that Flick of the Day presented by AimLab. And this one, we were racking our heads, right? We were trying to figure out who is this one going to go to. Of course, it's that young ace from Pure earlier in the day. And this right here, this was a map where there was no momentum for version 1. XSET just shut it down completely.
Yeah, this was the start of a very long fuse that led to the explosion onto Envy that we just witnessed, where they were just kind of building traction throughout the day. And while they did hit a kind of a big speed bump in the opening match against Envy, they got right back on track quick. And we saw big plays out of everyone on their lineup at different points of time throughout the series.
Yeah, it was momentum. Whether they were stunting it, whether they were gaining it, they were getting it done. XSET had a fantastic day. We do have that bracket to see how we've made it this far, to see what took place to get us to this grand finals in 100 Thieves and XSET. And it's a grueling one for anybody coming out of that losers bracket. Boy, oh boy, you've got it's a very, very long road, especially when you have to rematch Envy like XSET had to do in this one. But they get the upset, and there it is. You see the road, you follow the X's, and X marks the spot there, Dust, in the grand final.
Indeed, XSET in 100 Thieves. Again, I think it'll be a fun match because, again, both teams like to push the boundaries of the game. Both teams like to try new things. Both teams like to be a bit orthodox at times. I think you're going to see a lot of creativity in a matchup like that. And so, yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. You have XSET, who's on the up and up, and 100 Thieves team, who have constantly been near the top at least. It's the gatekeepers versus people that they've been keeping the gates for in a lot of ways. So that should be a great grand finals tomorrow.
It's the XSET. We talked about it in the version 1 series. The Titan Slayers, 100 Thieves. I talked about it earlier in the weekend. The team to beat as far as anybody goes, if not Envy, it's 100 Thieves, and now we're getting to see it. The Titan Slayers looking to take down the Titans. Dust, unfortunately, Dust sings for us today, but do you have anything on the way out?
Yeah, just apologies for getting lost in the sauce there on that map, but I think you all got lost with me. We had a good time, so hopefully it was still bearable. But yeah, thanks for following me and Tanner here. Thanks for following the channel. Be sure to follow up, catch the grand finals tomorrow, and of course we got Challengers 2 and the regional finals coming up later on in the month. We got a lot of VALORANT action coming at you from Nerd Street Gamers, so do want to give them a shout for having us on board. And yeah, it was a fun day.
A fun day, a very long one. I'm sure everybody is ready to get to bed so they can wake up in time for the finals tomorrow. The grand finals, guys, kick off 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. It's 100 Thieves taking on XSET. Before we scram, we definitely have to show some love to our partners who help power the event in AimLab, Secret Lab, and Verizon. So a huge shout out to them for allowing us to do what we do. And on behalf of myself, Dust, the entire production crew here at NSG, we want to thank you guys for being awesome. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific, for the grand finals.